DBP versus COA Ponente is Justice Samuel H. Gerlon. Subject: Political Law and Administrative Law, Government-Owned and Controlled Corporations, GOCCs COA Jurisdiction. Incentives and Bonuses. Facts. The Development Bank of the Philippines, DBP, granted a collective negotiation agreement, CNA incentive to its officers and employees using its corporate funds based on DBP's internal board resolution. The Commission on Audit COA disallowed the incentive, ruling that DBP failed to secure prior approval from the President and Department of Budget and Management DBM as required under Administrative Order No. 135/2005 and DBM Budget Circular No. 2013-3. DBP moved for reconsideration, insisting that as a government financial institution, GFI, it has fiscal autonomy and that its board's approval suffices. Issue: whether the COA validly disallowed the grant of CNA incentives to DBP employees for lack of presidential or DBM approval? Yes. The COA validly disallowed the grant of the CNA incentives. Legal basis: Article 9, D. Section 2(1). 1987 Constitution. COA has the power to audit and settle all accounts and expenditures of the government, including GOCCs. Administrative Order No. 135/2005 requires that CNA incentives in GOCCs and GFICs be approved by the President upon recommendation of the DBM. DBM Budget Circular No. 2013-3 provides that CNA incentives shall be subject to DBM guidelines and fiscal discipline measures. Doctrine: fiscal autonomy of GOCCs is not absolute. All government entities remain subject to audit jurisdiction of the COA. The Supreme Court held that DBP, although a government financial institution with corporate powers, remains part of the public sector, and its funds are public in nature. Hence, the COA has the authority to examine and disallow expenditures inconsistent with existing budgetary rules. The grant of CNA incentives without presidential or DBM approval violated mandatory administrative issuances, regulating bonuses and allowances. The Board's internal resolution cannot override the President's control and COA's audit authority. GR case analysis. This case underscores the constitutional checks on fiscal powers of GOCCs. Even if DBP generates its own revenues, its expenditures remain subject to national fiscal discipline and COA oversight. The court harmonized fiscal autonomy with accountability, emphasizing that public funds must be spent according to law and regulation, not merely internal board policies. Our bar takeaway: GOCCs cannot unilaterally grant bonuses or incentives without DBM or presidential approval. Having fiscal autonomy is not equivalent to immunity from COA audit. Public accountability prevails over corporate discretion. These are key doctrines for this case. COA's constitutional authority extends to all government entities, including GOCCs and GFIs. Board resolutions cannot justify unauthorized disbursements of public funds. Good faith may mitigate liability, but does not validate an illegal expenditure. Our one-line bar tip: a GOC's fiscal autonomy ends where the COA's audit power begins.